and back down the midnight green, searching the dark side of the mountain. Through my bones and hair and blood, words rise and cold snatched from my mouth to sink them into the cold black mud.
Welcome back, neighbors. Before we get started, let me give you a little bit of a warning that Old Gods of Appalachia is a horror campaign that may contain material not suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome back to the town of Guilty Hole, West Virginia, our little town. A place marked by little in the way of violence since its inception, outside of a few after-school fights over sody pop or a teenager's heart, perhaps. As we know, it's a small town, but even a small town can attract its fair share of attention, like when they have a dance or an eating contest. When there's gathering time, folks from out of town might come and visit too. And Guilty Hole is no exception. The Romp is a local street party complete with fine victuals, dancing and fiddling, illegal spirits, and maybe a few spirits of the other kind. We will get there. We'll get there soon enough, of course. Just a reminder that the group has been having both strange occurrences and strange visitors over the last few days, and it's drawn the eyes of our stalwart protectors. It also seems to have drawn a hand from, well, who knows at this point. But let's meet the cast. All right, we are one short tonight, but that is okay. We will be all right. Oh, let me adjust my camera. Newfangled things. All right, why don't we go?
Trust him.
You cannot trust a camera. It steals a bit of your soul every time that you get an image made, I think.
Yeah.
So why don't we let everyone go around, say who they are, where they can be found. We'll start in an unusual place. Normally I would start left and go around clockwise. Why don't we start with Annie and go counterclockwise and just throw everything off for a moment?
All right. I am Annie-Lynn McSweeney. I am a protector who walks these woods. And in real life, you can find me at Lady 80 Paints. That's Lady with the number 80 Paints on everything but TikTok.
All right, Jericho.
My name is Jericho Eligast, and I'm a superstitious herbalist who serves the green. And also I'm Rahrah, and I hang out on Blue Sky, mostly. So, there you go.
All right, Volney.
My name is Volney Hale Rogers. I am an uncanny speaker who possesses the gift, and you can find me at Jellyfishlines most places online. You can also specifically find me at jellyfishlines.card.co. That is CARRD.co.
All right. So when we last...
Wait, you forgot Billy.
Again.
Oh, Celina.
Again.
I don't know how that happened. I do know how that happens.
I'll be playing
I'm trying
Matheson, a cursed explorer who cannot escape the darkness, and I am also Celina. And you can find me at ABCD Pfarr on Twitter and ABCD Pfarr 11 on Instagram if you want to come say hey. And yeah.
For those in chat that want to know, this is episode 3, although I don't think you need to catch up on each one to kind of know where we are. A lot of things sort of get resaid during the show, sometimes inadvertently, sometimes on purpose, as people are recollecting. I apologize to Celina. It was, of course, my fault. I was trying to get ahead and get things prepped while I was running through, and that's what happened last week, too. I should not try and get ahead of things. So last week, we had a very unusual end. We ended with a scratch. And a scratch from a box that had been left under Jericho's bed. Inside that box, of course, was a severed hand. I'll let Jericho explain why there's a severed hand at all.
Well, I found it, so I brought it home. It would be the long story short. But I did draw a circle around it just to keep it in place. It was in the woods, next to an aeroplane. We're trying to find its owner, trying to give it back to someone who loves it, but it seems a little frisky, and I wasn't sure about that till right now.
You were all coming back to town after coming across a booger out in the woods that I think did scare a number of you enough for you to hightail it out of the woods in the middle of the night. Well, not in the middle of the night, early. It wasn't even night yet, but it was night-like in that area around that oddly constructed stone building filled with the remains of people of the past.
They all got drunk. My friends all got drunk.
Yeah, and then I got drunk, and Annie got drunk. Bit of a light.
That did also happen.
I don't think I held it down enough to get drunk.
That is also true.
Jericho's fine.
Annie's first rodeo.
He just had some of his tea, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he just eats flowers.
And this is the day that the romp had been started. It was early, so it was mostly the kids gathering and having fun, buying penny candy at the general store. The post had arrived earlier in the day, so some people were lined up to get their mail for the first time of the week. And that line, of course, is all gone, and the mail truck is gone that had delivered it to this little town. There is a new truck there that has kind of an unusual back, and it says on the side of it, TJ Booker's, which a few of you will recall that TJ Booker was previously the owner of what is now the closed saloon or tavern that is in the middle of town, empty and closed up, not boarded up. People still look in with wishful eyes at those taps in the tap room, and to many people's surprise, Mr. Booker is actually here at the romp, enjoying meeting some friends and dancing with the children. Of course, he's well known for giving pennies to the kids to get candy while their mothers and fathers were in the tavern spending higher denominations, we'll just call it, of coin on their own entertainment. Back at the Jericho Eligast cottage, though, there is a hand that every few minutes, one of its fingers, not always the same one, twitches a little bit.
It doesn't look like it has the vitality to crawl from its position or anything of that sort.
No, it's not even got the vitality to turn itself over, it don't look like.
Well, if I've got Volney and Miss Blanc with me, I'll certainly point it out. You both also see this, correct? Just, I've had a lot of flowers today. That's moving, right?
Yeah.
All right. You know anything about this, Volney?
No.
Okay, Volney. I would like to basically investigate the nature of the hand, if I may.
Okay.
To try to see what I do and don't know about it. I just realized my dice are 1 foot away.
That looked like more than 1 foot. That looked more like a
got 'em.
yard.
I've got them. To see if I know what's going on here, or, this is just electricity still twitching around.
I'll give you an understanding magic roll. I think that's a fair roll. You have never seen, for sure, you have never seen a severed hand act in this way more than a few moments after it has been removed. although you do remember seeing them moving after removing them from people yourself.
And earlier today, I saw a whole spirit moving around, so everything seems a little groovy, if you know what I mean.
There's a lot of movement in the dark.
All right, so I'm trained and I have an edge. Would that drop it by 2?
Yes, it would drop it by 2, and that brings it from a 6 to a 4.
That's a 9. Just like last episode. I don't know. I'm going to have to spend some more time with this, I think, Volney. Unless you want to take a look. You want to touch it?
Can I touch it like an idiot?
Oh, yeah, you can go ahead
I
if
mean,
you want.
one thing you do remember about hands is they often come to you and give you guidance when you need it. They take your hand in the darkness and whatnot. So maybe this is the hand that's been doing it or something. Who knows?
Remember when we were out by the crypt and we all kept feeling like a hand was brushing our goosebumps?
Yeah.
And you kept thinking something was taking your hand, not counting the time I did because I got a little scared, but the other times when nobody actually was?
Yeah.
You should, check it out. I think if we knuckle down, we could really put our finger on it.
All right. Let's do it.
Yeah, go ahead, my friend.
I am touching that hand.
How are you touching that hand? Give me a description of your actions and activities, please.
Just like gently with one finger, just like to gently tap the palm.
Like the Michelangelo. Oh, the palm, not the finger to finger, like Michelangelo's famous painting. Okay.
Oh, does it lift a little?
So, when you do that, can I get a speed roll from you, please?
Yes.
Against a 3, so that you need a 9 or higher. You need to roll over a 9, I mean.
14.
It closes quickly, snaps closed around your finger, and then your finger slips out, and then the hand slowly goes back open, and then it twitches one finger.
Jericho, where's that lid?
I think it's right here. I'm gonna swing my hatchet down on top of it.
On the hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
That answered a lot of questions.
So
on what
I'm going to give you, there is a choice here. You have an option to either not roll and just make sure you hit. You will hit. It is that easy. Or you could roll and you can take a chance for a critical hit or something if you roll a 17 or more. But you also have a chance at a 1, so...
I'm going to roll because rolling's fun.
It's true. Rolling is fun.
That's a straight 14. If it's not intellect, no hatchet. I have the hatchet. I know how to use it, but a 14 nonetheless.
Okay. You bring it down on it, and you cut right into the palm of that hand, and it, instead of grasping, it just kind of goes... It just stays limp, and it stops twitching.
I'm going to get down real close and smell it.
It does have an odor, but it is not the odor you were expecting. You were kind of thinking of... You have been around enough death in your previous life as a military doctor that you know what the smell of a rancid hand or a rancid foot smells like.
Mm-hmm.
This does not have that smell. It has more the smell of some kind of maybe herbs or plants, funguses, things like that from the woods that you don't recognize, but you know that there is some scent. There is scent of the forest floor or of the mountain in this.
Is the inside flesh?
It is.
All right. Volney, come smell this.
What?
Get down here. Give it a whiff. Let me know. Are those herbs? Volney, do they look like herbs?
I think I'm gonna head home and get ready for the romp if you don't mind. This is taking me in a place that I'm a little uncomfortable, so
Miss Blanc, that's fine. That's fine.
I will see you later. And doesn't even continue the sentence and steps out and heads home.
Volney, it's got a bit of cinnamon to it. If you get real close, like, just stick out your tongue a little to help the smell, like a snake.
No.
It's got a little bit of cinnamon to it. If you snake smell it, there's cinnamon. I'm gonna go bury it. But like within its spot, I'll try to find some sort of bowl as like a lid, but I want to bury it contained at least till tomorrow, because tonight's the romp.
Yeah. Okay. You have jars.
Tomorrow.
You have mason jars. You are a user of masons like nobody else.
I'll jar it floating like formaldehyde style if I can.
Well, you don't have formaldehyde, but you have your stuff.
I've got my stuff. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe tomorrow it'll be healed. That'll answer some questions, or we'll die. Or maybe it'll kill us at night. Here, help me, Volney. Can you just drop it in while I hold the jar?
Yeah, sure.
Touch it.
Yeah. Just picks it up, drops it in the jar.
You pick it up by its finger or something? Or by... how do you pick it up?
Probably where the wrist is. So it can't, like, grab.
Okay. So you take the axe out of it, because you got to remove the axe, of course. That is... It is not coming up off the floor with an axe stuck through it into the floor. So you must remove the axe first. So you remove the axe, you pick it up by the palm, and you go to put it in the jar, and the hand sort of split part way, kind of goes almost like it does not want to go in the jar.
Oh, Volney.
What are you doing now that this is moving again in your hand?
You know what?
Tickle it.
No!
Make it clench up.
Jericho, I'm going to need you to do this.
All right.
But I'm going to do something real weird, okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to use Bewitch.
I don't know what he's doing. What are you doing?
Just talking to the thing, you know? Look, I don't know who you belong to. I don't know what you're doing. I don't understand why you're still moving around and what you're doing, and I'm giving you, like, the signal to, like, bop it into the thing, because unless I move, it does nothing. As long as I just speak, it does nothing.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to tickle it a little to see if it closes its fingers like an armpit and falls into the jar.
It does.
Yes.
As Volney's talking to it and you're tickling it, and finally it more than not quite goes tight, it just kind of goes loose.
I'm going to get it in, get a lid on real quick, and then moment of guilt, and I'm going to go like pop 2 breathing holes in the top of it because I just feel a little bad. I don't even know what to feed it. All right, well, thanks for your help, Volney. You probably got to go get cleaned up for the dance.
I do.
All right, well, I'll see you later tonight. I'm just going to hang out with the hand.
What? You want to walk me to dance?
Oh, I got to get all cleaned up, too. I'm pretty dirty. And I know you got to pick up your date.
Oh. I think she can handle herself.
All right, well, I will see you there, Volney. I'm going to go do my bathing.
Okay. I'm heading to the church. You'll know where to find me.
All righty, I'll see you later.
All right.
Heading the other way is Annie-Lynn and Mr. Matheson are heading into the town, sort of wobbling into town. I would say more than walking, but not straight walking. There's a little spinning for sure.
Miss Annie, you doing okay?
I live and breathe as I live and breathe. I think I'll be fine. I think I need to go home and get a coffee and a bite to eat, and then I think I will be right as rain for the dance tonight.
Okay, you're okay with your paw seeing you like this?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I as soon as I walk in that door, I'm sure Mr. Victor will have a word with me, as sure as I live and breathe. That's sure. Okay, I'm up.
Mm-hmm. I'm escorting Miss Annie-Lynn back to her house, like an arm. At least if she's able to walk, just like kind of having a supporting arm around her shoulders, just to help with the wobbles.
Okay. There are definitely wobbles.
Mm.
Did I ever tell you that my mama walked into the woods and never came back? Did I ever tell you that story before?
No.
Yeah,
sorry to hear that.
No, when I was about 5 years old, my mom, she just went up and left one day. Daddy said she just left. I don't know what happened to her. She just left. I remember her having a strange singing voice, though. I remember that. She used to sing these songs all the time. She used to sing, "As I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way." And well, where are we? Right? Are we close?
You're getting close.
Okay. Whew, you know what? What was in that moonshine? What was in that moonshine?
As far as I know, it was just moonshine. I didn't add anything else to it.
You sure you ain't no witch or anything like that? I ain't playing with you. I ain't playing. I've seen some weird stuff today, and I don't want to be cursed or anything, because I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
Neither do I, and I'm speaking from mild experience. I can't guarantee that it. How much do you drink normally?
I never drank. I had to drink today. Actually, I drank one time on my birthday about 5 years ago. This last time I drank. Yeah, I don't drink that much, but I had to drink because we saw a booger. We saw a ghost. I ain't never seen anything like that in my life. And I start to kind of like fall.
Yeah, just fully just. We've got you. And he's just like at that point, just kind of like sitting, like just standing there, waiting until you wake back up. Annie.
Damn, how are we home yet? Where am I?
Not quite. Do you want me? Would it be better if your dad saw me carrying you home, or would it be better if you were walking home?
He would get mad that nobody escorted me, but he would understand given the state I'm in. We're in West Virginia, right? We didn't leave.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm gonna get you home no matter what. I'm just saying, do you want me to carry you home or do you want me to walk you home?
Oh.
Because you're starting to doze.
If I could be carried like a babe in arms, all under the moon.
Okay. I am so sorry that I did this, and will just like, as slowly and gently as possible, I will just like scoop Annie back up.
Wow. I can see the sky now. Wow.
And the sky is
Yeah.
spinning a little bit.
Wow, it's so many skies in the sky. How is that possible? Wow. Wow. You know, I ain't never been this drunk in I don't even think my whole life. My whole life.
I'm glad it was me that did this, because someone else may not have been as kind.
Yes.
But I'm
that's
sorry that
true,
I did this as well.
But you know what? I have it, and I like I pulled out my rifle. You know what? I have bacon. You know, with if
Annie.
someone were to get funny with me in this state, I could still shoot them between the eyes from about 100 yards away. Even in this state, I guarantee you what, I could.
Annie, do not. We're leaving it on your shoulder.
Yeah, down on my shoulder. On my shoulder.
Stand on your shoulder. Okay.
And you get to the steps of her home.
I think he just kind of like does a little bit of like a kick knocks, just still holding her. Just kind of like a little tap tap with his boots. Mr. McSweeney?
And the door opens. When it opens, Annie, you see this figure in front of you. Black eyes, white in the darkness. Reminds you of the booger you just seen. Maybe it is the booger you just seen standing inside your home. And you hear in the background the whistle from the mine. And this figure in front of you starts to head to the door. I got to get going. And then you realize it's your paw, covered in soot, like he just came back from working all day in the deep mine. You hadn't seen him like this in so long.
Daddy, why are you covered in soot? Oh man, that sobered me up. Ugh.
William,
Why are you covered
do
in
not.
soot?
You just see her father standing at the door. She's just talking to him. I can take it from here if you don't mind. Thank you for getting getting her home. And
I am sorry as well.
everybody experiences a little
It was
bit of
my alcohol
moonshine at some
provided.
point. I understand. I appreciate you getting her home safe and sound, assuming she's sound. I'm not so sure about that at the moment, but we'll find out in a few hours after a little coffee and maybe a little sleep.
Some food. She definitely needs something to eat. I'll see you both at the Romp. Again, my
Will do.
apologies.
Will do, Mr. Matheson. Have a good
Realize
night.
this was the situation.
And you
I'll head
out.
off.
And he reaches out and takes your hand, Annie, and he kind of takes you in. Come on, and he puts his arm around you. I guess I'm not gonna work anymore today. Are you okay? You look like you saw a ghost.
Because you're covered in soot. Like,
I'm not covered in soot. I don't know what you're talking about. And he turns up the lantern, and it's just him, just looking normal. Maybe it wasn't soot. It just sometimes, shadows can play jokes on our eyes. You sit down. I'll make you a coffee. I've watched how you do it a couple times. I know what to do with it. I'll make myself one.
You seem pretty well relaxed today, Daddy. You get a lot of sleep?
I slept like a baby for quite a while after that medicine from the doc was used on me, and it has really given me kind of a bit of a recovery that I was not anticipating, but I do appreciate.
Yeah.
Looks like you need a little recovery that you were not anticipating, but you will appreciate.
Yeah, last time I had moonshine was about, like 5 years ago on my birthday. You remember, you were there.
Well, yeah, you got to train the little ones right quick, or else they can't handle the liquor when they get older. I did not do a good job with you on that in that regards.
Well, my job, I gotta have a clear head. I can't be drinking in these woods. What if a bear sneaks up on me? I can't. I have to have all my faculties with me. That's why I ain't like drinking that much. I like to stay focused. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm such a lightweight. I probably should have a bit more every once in a while. This ain't like me. I just seen something weird today, Daddy. I seen something weird in the woods with my friends today. It was weird.
What do you mean something weird in the woods? You were out.
I saw a booger. I saw a ghost, Daddy. It was a freaking ghost in the woods.
In the daylight too. That is unusual in and of itself. But a ghost.
Yeah.
How do you know it was a ghost? Not something like your eyes can sometimes play tricks on you.
The reason I knew it was a ghost because everybody's seen it too. It ain't just me. You ask William, you ask Volney, you ask Evangeline, you ask Jericho. They all seen it. I think they all seen it, but most of them seen it.
Well, what do you think it wanted? I mean, ghosts are omens, right? They come for something. They don't just show up to say hi and have a drink with you.
I know. I heard the stories growing up, but that's all I thought they were. I thought they was just stories. I never thought they were real. Sorry, I'm freaking out.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Child, let me get you coffee. And he goes over to the counter and starts grinding some coffee, getting it ready. I'm gonna make it a little stronger than you normally do if you can handle that.
Yeah. Strong as you got them.
And he starts grinding and getting the water hot, on the... I think at that time their coffee machines were the ones that percolated with a little glass dome at the top.
Yeah, they still have them. I mean,
yeah.
But I got a question to ask you, Daddy. I know we never talk much about Mama, but do you think she's still alive out there somewhere?
Well, I don't know, but in my mind, I hope that she is alive and well somewhere, and hopefully trying to find her way back home. I would hope.
Yeah,
my door would be open for her. If she walked through that door, the years she's been gone would wash away.
Yeah, I don't know her too well, but I just sure hope she ain't one of them things walking around.
Well, I hope the same.
Yeah. Well, I gotta get ready for this.
And he puts coffee in front of you, and it smells dark and strong. He even puts a little milk in it, but just a little bit.
Thank you kindly. I'll go lie down a bit and get changed for the romp tonight.
All right. Where do you go afterwards, William?
Back to my hotel room to also get ready for the romp.
Okay.
And is just really I'm really contemplating what I just saw. I've never seen anything like that in my life. And I think kind of even going back through that journal that I've been writing stuff down in when I have thoughts and just kind of flipping back through, looking for anything. And might even just sit and just kind of listen for anything else that might be coming through.
And you're sitting there for half an hour or whatever, contemplating, and there's a knock on your door.
Yeah?
There's a letter for you, Mr. Matheson.
Oh, thank you. And
The post office told me I should check on you because you never go in and check whether you have any mail or not. So, if you don't mind.
oh, yeah, and I'll kind of put myself back together and head out to the post office.
Okay. And you get to the post office, and there's a woman behind the counter.
I was told that there was a letter here for Matheson.
She goes over and there's all these rows of boxes with little letters. Matheson, yes. It's postage paid. You're good to go.
Thank you, ma'am. Who's it from?
It is from your sister, Wendy Ann Matheson.
Okay. Yeah, I'll head back to my room and open it.
Okay. When you get to your room there and you open it, it reads, I'll put it on screen for you. It says, can you read it? Can you I don't know how many people read cursive well anymore. So I don't know whether I need to read it or whether you can read it for yourself. I will put it also in Discord so you can see it more clearly, I suppose.
Don't be sarcastic about it.
Give me a moment.
I can't read it. Are you wanting me to read it aloud?
It's your letter, of course. I don't need to read your... It's private between you and your sister. I got nothing to do with it.
Dearest brother, I hope you're well and looked after. I've decided it's time someone from the family to check on you. So that responsibility, as most these days as the youngest with that child, has fallen upon me to fulfill. Secretly, I've also wanted to see the town you're in, get to know some other folks, and perhaps see for myself that there are women in this town that are bearing children that, with your presence and all. So I'll be arriving January 15th on the Baltimore, and it's cut off because I can't read the rest.
I put it in Discord.
Here we go.
So you could read the rest.
So I'll be arriving on January 15th on the Baltimore in Ohio. Have a warm fire ready as my tongue is a mile long. With Grace, Wendy, and Matheson. Well, shit. Okay. Cool. Well, she's missing the romp. She would have loved it.
That's true. She did like the parties. Does like the parties. And you all have some time to take in whatever had happened before while you get dressed and cleaned up for the gathering. You are starting to hear, if you're anywhere near the town, the sounds of fiddles warming up, the deep groan of a big cello being rode hard as it prepares to bring musicality to this fun gathering. And there's some singers starting to sing too, all in unison, like a quartet. They're not, sadly, in front of the barber shop. and it is time to head out. And you are starting to feel a little bit better with the coffee. I would not say you're feeling wonderful at the moment. You're not sure if you're going to feel wonderful at any moment tonight, but you'll be able to stand.
Yeah, I'll be able to stand. I'm just trying to braid my hair. I haven't braided my hair in probably about 6 months, and that was for a funeral.
Yeah, fanciness does not become
Yeah.
you.
No.
Jericho, you are dealing with the hand in your own way.
I am getting cleaned up. I think he like hums to himself, tries to get into the romp. Spear like goes to almost shave, and then notices his hands are just shaking. And he's not really scared of seeing the booger. He's afraid that they left it unattended. Kids wander in these woods. Maybe now that it's out, it can stay out. Things like that. So his mind's a little elsewhere while he's trying to like get in the romp spirit, if you will.
Well, the good thing is, you know, every kid in town will be at the romp tonight. There is not a kid that would miss this. They could be sick with the croup and they would come to this thing.
Well, they might give it to others. I think it's contagious, so they might not want to do that. But who am I to say?
What do you mean by that? Can you get croup from another kid? Maybe.
Maybe.
Volney, what are you? I assume you head back to the hotel or the church, I mean, and
Yeah.
get yourself ready.
Yep. The one suit that I own.
There is some oils and incense in there that might work as a bit of a perfume if you wished. You will smell a little bit like church, but you will also smell a lot better than sweat.
Yeah, I'm thanks for that incense. Sorry. Hey, God. I know I don't often ask for things in return, but please understand this once. And he's just going to just take it and use it.
Okay. You get no response, as usual with God. None of you can tell at the moment. Maybe there'll be one that comes later. And William, you... Oh, go on, sorry.
He's thinking of Vincent.
Yeah. Often, God, you've found in your time as a I don't want to use the word zealot, but promoter of goodliness. You have found that God normally talks to you through your own mind and your own voice. Back in the hotel room, you have time to think about that letter and your sister coming in on the morrow. That should be fun. You haven't seen anyone from your family in quite a while. And, of course, it would have to be Wendy, who is probably the most rambunctious of the Matheson clan. Known to find her way into trouble when there is no trouble to be found.
Yeah, well, someone had to do it. May as well be her. I can at least keep track of her.
It was a long time coming. And
Well,
you hear the sounds of musicians coalescing into what sounds like the beginnings of song.
well, let's get ready, I guess. And we'll start heading out to the sounds of the music.
All right, you head on out to you are the first one to arrive of your friends, since you are right there at it. And in the crowd, you see that there are a lot of people dancing and singing and playing. The children are playing Ring Around the Rosie and other games of running, jumping, chasing, hiding, and occasionally trip in or fall in on purpose for joy purposes, not risk purposes. Tripping around you, and many of them come over to say hello to you and ask if they can use your axe for a moment.
No, I left it back in my room. But at like ruffling a bunch of heads.
I don't need no raspberry.
How about this?
I heard you know how to throw an axe.
Kind of. It has to be smaller. Not mine. Mine's too long, so it's hard for it to,
I bet I could throw it.
Mine?
Yeah, I'm going to be strong,
You're gonna be. Not yet.
I don't mean right today. I have been practicing throwing sticks all day, though. I've only hit 2 or 3 of my friends, and none of them have lost an eye or anything.
That's a good thing. How about this?
That is a bad thing. I have no aim, apparently.
You're aiming for someone's face?
Well, how are you going to learn to defend the town if you cannot hit something where you want to hit it? They're only sticks.
Well, I was going to offer piggyback rides, but I don't know if I can do that with that type of behavior.
And all of them start screaming, and you almost can't resist the mountain of children climbing up you.
Mm-hmm.
And the music starts playing, the washboards are fiddle starts rolling.
Yeah, I think
and
I think everybody just sees Will with just like on his legs, on his arms. Somehow one has crawled onto his back and he's just kind of like hobbling around.
all the little businesses lining the street, they start lighting their lanterns. Now that it's starting to get a little bit darker, the moon is full, although not blue. Thank goodness we don't need another blue moon after the one last night. Last night? Wow, that soon. That recent. And you see there are also young folk starting to get their feet under them and cut a rug. Although there is no rug here, there is only dirt and rocks and the kind of things that make up a road. And there are the sidewalks in front of some of the businesses that are made of wood. Those also are becoming dance floors for some. And Volney arrives next.
Hey, Volney, warmed up that voice of yours?
A little bit.
Oh. Can you help me with some of these youngins? This is kind of...
Absolutely. And he just starts taking kids off the road.
Yeah, and they climb up you onto your back. Like, there's no removal without them readjusting to the next one up.
Youngins. Sometimes we need some time to do some stuff for ourselves.
Yeah, you need to practice axe throwing, I hear. That is important to do. Tree cutting with your axe or with one of those giant saws that apparently you all use up in the sawmill that can cut down the greatest of trees with but a day or two's effort.
Hey, kids, you want to join the choir?
Oh, no. I do not want to sing. And they're all like, no,
well, Volney
no.
here's gonna sing, and he needs some folks to sing with him.
I'll go ask my mom. Maybe she'll want to sing with him.
I'll give you candy.
No, if I go to sing, my mother will grease my hair and try and make me look presentable, and I do not want to look presentable.
Hey, I'm looking presentable. Do I not look okay?
You're old.
Excuse you.
What? What are you, like 50, 60, something like that?
I'll
Okay,
have
I'll
you
wait
know,
to see.
I am 22 years old.
Oh
and
my
that is
gosh,
still
that's
very, very young.
Oh. I really can't tell the difference. Once you're not a kid, I think you kind of all look the same.
I mean, that's fair. Once you stop growing, then you're just kind of stuck.
I wouldn't say stop growing, stop having fun. You just do old people stuff.
And like Volney's like gathering the kids who are like want to sing.
And they run off, trying to avoid the singing trap that you were trying to put them into.
I will give you candy. I will give you money for candy.
And they stop after a moment. It takes them a few steps. And one of them comes back, and this one has kind of a clever eye. In advance.
You get half in advance.
How much are you talking? There are 14, 15 of us. You may not be able to afford us.
2 pennies each.
You can afford us. Okay, half up front. So we each get a penny now and a penny after, right?
Yes.
Line up, kid. Line up, boys, girls. Let's get this job done. This singing is a project for us now, it seems. No different than whitewashing the house or something.
And I'm also going to tell them, so you know the hymn, will the circle be unbroken as I'm passing out pennies?
They take your pennies. One or two of them like bite it. My paw does that. I don't know why. They all taste the same. Puts it in their
Trust me,
pocket.
it is real.
Make me an intellect roll, Volney.
For how much?
You need to roll over a 9, so it's 3 levels.
Cool. 16.
Okay, you get through all this penny given out, and you realize that the script that you had found is not in your pocket no more.
That's all. That's all. I'm looking at that one kid.
He's looking as innocent as possible. So what song are we going to sing? He looks you dead in the eyes.
We're singing Will the Circle Be Unbroken. A little bit different. I just need a chorus.
All right. Danny, you know this song? A couple of them know the song. All right, you may have to teach us a little bit more because some of them are idiots. We're not no idiot. They start slapping each other. And
Hey now. Kids, watch me. Kids, watch me. Follow my hands.
Annie-Lynn starts. She arrives at the edge of the Romp area, as does Jericho, watching the negotiations.
I just kind of, as they're heading over, just kind of sidles up to Annie. Everything okay?
The kids or me or
You?
oh me?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No problem. I'll be fine. I'm a bit nervous tonight. I'm sorry. I just need to put my badge away. I'm not on duty. I don't want anybody coming up to me and asking me game warden questions tonight, because last time I wore my badge to one of these things, I was stuck in a corner for 2 hours where Irvin was talking my ear off about how much he thought it was his God-given constitutional right to trap as many animals as he wants all year round, and that it's a free country and he can do whatever he wants, and blah, 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 constitution this, constitution that.
And you hear from behind you, I still think that, as he walks.
Oh, please give it a rest. I just want to have fun tonight. All right, we'll talk about your tickets another time.
He walks past, goes over, talk to other people.
Oh, Lord. You see what I mean? This is my job. This is what I deal with all the time.
I can understand.
Yeah. Anyway, here to have fun. My daddy's going to be watching me the whole time, and I really don't want to get an earful when I come home tonight about how I haven't had any fun.
Okay, we'll make that happen then.
Yeah.
Jericho ignores all of it his friends, and puts on a mask of flower petals and begins to chase the children around. I am the booger of the blue moon. But he doesn't stop there. He goes up to the elders. I'm the booger of the blue moon, and just gets into a mode of celebration and dances with way too many kicks, like out into the air. Behind his eyes, there's an anxious fear, but he's dancing and encouraging those around him to do the same while waving to the companions.
You bring such exuberance to the dance that the music that was playing adjusts to your dance rather than you dancing to the music. They make adjustments to your rhythm, your speed,
yeah.
You are not.
Got a good 5-foot perimeter where I will punch or kick people.
And kids are running around it like it's a game, of course. Some of the kids that were singing that have their first penny have already elected to stick to one penny until they have to get that other one.
I trip the bullies on accident and continue to dance.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you know which ones are the bullies. The worst of the bullies, though, is Kay. She is a beast to the other kids.
Born under a burnt tree, that one, if you know what I mean. I'd be careful. He thinks to himself. He doesn't tell the kid that they have a cursed omen on top of them. He just thinks it and, like, bless their soul type of thing.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, there it is, yeah.
Bless your heart.
You're gonna be damned.
And other people start joining in the dance and turn it from a one-person show to many people. Legs kicking and swinging in different ways. Fast, loud gyrations that any church in these areas would probably call a sin.
I do finger guns.
I don't even know how it's possible for people to move like that. Honestly, I'll have what he's having. Whatever Jerry's having. Woo.
Do you want to get in now, or do you want to wait till it slows down a bit?
I'm fine. I'll
You're here
stay
to have fun, and
Yeah, fun.
come on.
My definition of fun is walking through the woods and finding animal traps. That's my definition of fun. This is too
Yeah,
loud.
but your daddy's here. He's watching. You gotta do something. Come on. And
Did he maybe go out to the privy?
Oh, he's here. I ran up and tickled his stomach.
He's sitting in a rocking chair over by the post office, which is right near here.
Did you?
He is talking to other people though.
Did you happen to smell his cup by chance?
I didn't this time, but now that I think about it, I wish I had, just for fun.
When you mentioned that, something you realize that next to the only vehicle here, which is a pickup truck with some kind of back to it, it's TJ Booker's. You see there are people sort of gathering around, and he takes them behind, and they come back out a few moments later, smiling and happy and ready to dance. And you can see that they, every now and then, they kind of reach in and turn around and sip a little bit and come back, and he just smiles at them.
I'm going to point it out to Miss Blanc, who's probably already noticed, being a very intelligent individual.
Miss Blanc is not here yet.
When she gets here, I'm going to remember to point that out to her, since she seems interested in those sorts of happenings.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be thrilled.
Right in front of all the kids, too. I mean, you could at least go behind the building.
People don't care about that. You know that.
I doubt you don't need any more liquid courage after earlier, but
I'll be seeing my breakfast, lunch, and dinner if I drink any more today. I guarantee you that.
agreed.
You see, the town police officer goes over and meets Mr. Booker, too. Probably going to shut him down. And he even comes out smiling a few moments later. And
As to be expected.
Can't get any good help in this town, can you? Holy.
As the crowd goes in a circle, I'm going to grab a hand of Annie's and a hand of William's and bring them in like a spring circle romp style.
Oh. Mm. Yeah.
I don't know where Volney is. I assume he's still under children. Oh no, he's singing? Are you singing?
Yes.
Not singing yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
You actually hear him kind of teaching the kids a song that they're resisting learning as much as childly possible, but they are learning it.
Good for them.
To their own chagrin.
You know, I don't know how Volney has the patience to talk to any of those kids. I'm so happy that the Lord done bless me with none of them, because I don't know how I could handle it. I don't even know.
I'm going to use Hear Me Now on those poor children.
Do it then. Let's hear you make them hear you.
Beautiful.
Kids, listen. You're getting another pet. Please. Please. This is not for church. Put some liveliness in your step. This is a hymn that is not meant to be sung in a church. This is a hymn meant for the mountains. This is a hymn meant for the people here. This is a hymn meant for everything that it is to you.
And they look around and their parents are looking at them with eyes of, you better do what you're being told, kind of. And it seems like your power really worked more on the parents than on the children, but the effect was the same. They start paying attention and learning the song as they look out, over their shoulder at their parents, and start doing their part.
Yeah.
Reluctantly, but better.
That's it, kids. Keep going. And then you just start hearing Volney, like, I was born down in the valley.
And the music changes exactly to that.
Shine. But I'm climbing to the highlands, gonna make that mountain mine.
Long fiddle draw, wait for the next line, and they just adjust to a singer who brings some power with their voice, and the children as chorus, and the kid and the adults in the room in the area. They kind of stop drinking and take notice when there's this power of all these voices in unison. Apparently, your ability to make them pay attention actually did work.
I do the dance kicking for just a few seconds too long before I realize it slowed down. Just like two clicks too much. Oh, sorry, I was following my heart.
Oh, yeah.
Take off my hat while Volney sings.
And you get through it. Go on.
With my sisters, I was singing with my friends, and we can sing together, 'cause the circle never ends. He's just
Hey, yeah.
Yes.
Just have a good time.
After it ends, everybody cheers. Some people even come up and say, Volney, I had no idea you had a voice like that. A voice from the angels.
What?
What? You got a good voice.
Huh?
Aren't all good voices from the good Lord? The angels?
I mean, yeah, but also, nobody's ever said that about me.
Maybe you don't sing enough around other people.
I mean, they usually shut me down at the mine whenever I try to sing union songs.
Why are you trying to sing at the mine? They're going in to make their dollar. They gotta feed their children and whatnot.
You know, lift their spirits.
Ain't nobody's spirits being lifted heading into a dark hole for the whole night like that, working for 8, 10, 12 hours in there. The only thing that brings them any light is if somebody brought a lantern down.
I think miners could dig your style, Volney.
Thank you, Jericho.
I think you rock it.
Yeah, well done, Volney. That was mighty nice. Mighty nice performance indeed.
The pun performances continue, I see. But
Wiping
these were
little
more subtle
tears.
than last time.
It's early.
It is.
But yeah, Volney's also keeping an eye out on like the general crowd, trying to see if there's anything odd going on.
Yeah, there are a bunch of kids singing. That is pretty odd. But they are now starting to play since they have earned their coin. Actually, they start lining up around you, to be
I
honest.
start giving them out pennies.
All right. They get their pennies. They head over to the general store. And the general store is closed. They are so upset.
There's always tomorrow,
It
kiddos.
closes for the Romp.
Jericho plans on teaching them how to gamble before the night is done. They've all got money.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
I mean, somebody's got to have a deck of cards around here.
Something gotta
For
have
sure.
that.
Somebody's families are playing gin rummy some nights, so you know that it's happening.
I think after getting the crowd going and Volney's dance, Jericho's gonna get some punch and just watch the dance floor for a while.
And you see two lights come down the road from up in the town, not from out of the town, and you recognize those lights as the expensive lights of an expensive vehicle
Ugh.
coming from Mine Street, which heads over down to the mine, to the deep hole mine, and it pulls
That's
off
like
to
the
the
seventh
side.
car today. We're gonna need a stop sign sooner or later.
It is actually one of the same cars.
Oh, there goes the neighborhood.
And you see the driver get out, open the door, and from within comes the woman who you'd met earlier.
The one who wanted to see some class in town.
Yeah, she as she steps out, she looks at the romp going on, and she takes off her heels, puts them in the back seat, tells driver something, and he sits down in the seat. And she comes over, barefooted, and you can tell some people. Obviously, she's an outsider, so she catches some attention. And she gets in there, and she goes, "Why aren't we all dancing? Let's get dancing. This looks like a romp. Let's go." And
Did she just say that into the air while people are dancing? Because that's a weird thing to do, lady.
on the edge of the crowd where people aren't dancing but are watching.
I think he'll just take note of he remembers her from earlier.
Yeah. And she brings some real sort of down home dancing. She is not unskilled in that regard, and she is more than happy to be friendly and bring joy to herself mostly.
Her driver stay in the car.
Yes.
Oh. He was the one that grabbed the child earlier in the
Yes.
day, correct? Yeah, yes. William and Annie dancing together, or have they been separated by the town? Just for Jericho's watching sake. Like, I just want to see what I'm seeing.
I think that now a slightly inebriated Irv has found me and has trapped me and is talking about the Constitution again. So
I
I'm
think-
sitting there like, yeah, Irv, yes, I know, we the people, yes, I know, yes, I know.
I think because I've been keeping an eye out just in case. I feel a little responsible for providing booze earlier, so I think after a minute or two of this, I would have just been like, "Annie, do you want to come dance with me? We're supposed to be having fun, right?"
Yeah, you know what? I think dancing right now sounds way better than hearing about Irv talk about the Constitution for the 15th time tonight. I sure do know the Constitution back to front now, Irv. Thank you so much for that.
And Scylla steps
Alright,
in
your
with
evening,
Irv. Scylla steps in with Irv and says, "I'll dance with you, Irv. You can tell me all about the Constitution while we cut a rug here, if you don't mind."
I was about to ask Herb to dance.
Next one. I don't know you're going to ask me, but next thing.
Volney
Alright.
to try and find Jericho.
After my punch, I'm back on the dance floor. It's easier than being anxious, leaning against the barn, staring into the wood.
And you see the photographer come out of the hotel, and he is kind of wide-eyed. And he comes over to, you know what, I'm going to get a dice because I want to have a random choice here.
Get you a D4.
Yep.
Does he have hands?
Yes, of course.
Yes, he has hands. We asked him this earlier.
Something could have developed with the photographer by now. I'm just trying to picture it.
Oh my god.
And he goes over to
Still young.
Volney, who is on the edge of the crowd and kind of wallflowering it, I'd say. I finished the photographs. If you'd like to take a look, I did find something that is, I would say, unusual in one of them, and I can't quite explain it.
I'll come look.
All right, and you see Volney and the photographer head back to the hotel while you all are dancing. Oh my gosh! You start voguing. You're the first. You invent the
sorry.
vogue. Invent voguing.
Yep, we're just gonna, yep, the
It's
Macarena.
canon.
And the Macarena too.
Macarena. Mm-hmm.
You get to the room and he's actually turned his room kind of into a dark room a bit, hanging photos, and he goes, "This is the photo that I took. It's there's something odd about it. I can't quite explain what it is."
What's there?
And I will drop the photograph into Discord so you can see it. It is on the screen for those that want to look. It may not be complete on the screen, but it will be. Oh, come on, Discord. You need to move a little faster than that.
It's trying.
And he tells you only that's the airplane right up there, but it looks like maybe those are trees or something, but they ain't no trees that high. That like it hit, but it did. We don't have trees like that just stick out 3 times as high as a normal tree all the way into the sky.
In my travels, would I have heard of something like this?
No.
Okay. I don't like this. Something's wrong. And it's not your camera.
Well, it might be my film. There could be something. My film may have been damaged or something. You know, film is very sensitive to both light and not enough light.
Are you from these woods?
I'm from the woods around. I don't live in the woods, of course. What do you think? I'm feral or something? No, I'm from one town over.
There's a lot of things in these woods that I don't know myself, but that a lot of people talk about. I think this might be something that they may talk about in stories.
I mean, I was pointing my camera to the north from the road. It was an odd night, of course, and it was dark. And right after this, the plane crashed. A very unusual thing, I suppose. I wanted someone else to see it because I don't understand what I'm seeing, and I've probably taken 100 photos in my life now. So
it looks like hands. If you want my honest opinion, it looks like hands.
Hands. I mean, I don't see it, but I don't know what I'm seeing, so maybe. Okay, well, I'm going to get back down to the dance. I just wanted someone to see it to validate the fact that there's something wrong with my film or there's something unusual happening in that photograph.
It's something unusual.
All right, well,
Stay safe out there, okay?
Is it?
Stay safe.
Oh, stay safe. Yeah, I would say it is not always safe out there, especially not in the woods. Okay. Well, I am supposed to go and dance. Do you know how to dance, by the way?
Yeah, I can also go with Jericho with you.
Could you teach me a few steps before we go back down? I am not particularly experienced in the arts of 1 foot in front of the other, I suppose.
Yeah, no problem. I'm not trained in dancing.
So you're going to teach him how to dance badly?
Yes, but I'm going to try to teach him how to dance good badly.
Okay. All right. So everyone downstairs is having a good time. And people, as they start getting food in them and water, I suppose, must be what most of them are drinking, or maybe a sody pop here and there. They start getting a little bit louder and hooting and hollering and dancing and singing and getting goofy and whatnot. And there's like a cold wind that kind of rolls through, and you are in January, so it can be cold. And they're all like, "Oh no, I hope it don't get too cold tonight." And some of the people have brought coats and jackets and stuff. It wasn't super cold. It was chilly, but not too bad. And after a while, you see Volney and the photographer coming out, and the photographer looks like he is practicing steps on his way out, like steps of dancing, awkwardly.
I don't know if Volney's the best teacher for the photographer, man, but you know what? Neither am I, so I ain't gonna try and teach him.
I mean, everybody's had enough water in them that I don't know if it'll really matter.
Yeah, I know, right? Maybe you should get some of this water. Maybe that'll help him dance. I mean, a lot of folks around here dance, that's for sure.
I'm walking over to Jericho.
And can I get an intellect roll from both Jericho and Annie-Lynn? Actually, the three, also William.
Yeah.
Sure.
Edge.
Yeah, what are we looking for?
You need to make above a 12, so it's a 4.
17.
I also have an edge in intellect, so I will knock that down to a
Okay, so you need
3.
Yep,
9 or higher.
Yep.
That is a 10.
Nice. I got a 13, so I just skid.
All right. So you are all sort of dancing, and you turn in one-ish direction for a moment, and out in the edge of where the light sort of fades off, you see eyes peering into the dance area. There might be 5 or 6 of them. They're just outside of the light, but the eyes have like a light to them of their own almost, and they're just standing there looking.
Y'all see that?
Yeah.
And they blink every now and then, just.
I'm gonna dance and watch while we
I was
have some
gonna
sight
say.
on them.
Do they seem to have made eye contact with us? Realize that we've made eye contact?
They seem to be kind of watching everyone, and then one of them steps into the light, and there is this old woman, maybe, I don't want to give an age, but got the wrinkles that you get as you get into your later years. Barefooted, no shoes on at all, a nice warm shawl, kind of tattered and old.
I'd stop mid-dance and start walking towards her.
And dressed sort of, I guess you'd call it kind of dressed dirty, not clean and kempt for a dance particularly. And she continues walking, and as you start heading towards her, Jericho. She stops for a moment and then continues walking until she meets up with you midway between where you were and where she was. Although you walk faster, so more than midway from you.
I'll kind of just look at her with a smile on my face and
she
offer
smiles.
her a cigarette without a word and just,
She reaches out and she takes a cigarette.
I'll light them both and just kind of stand next to her watching the people dance in quiet for a moment.
And where might you be from? I have never seen you living here, so have you been here for long? Are your parents from here?
I've been here about 12 years or so, maybe a bit longer than that.
That is not a voice that is from these areas.
Oh, before that, down in Texas, then some time in Santa Fe is where I was originally born.
Texas. That is quite a ways. Why are you not back in your home instead of a place like this where you just don't really belong, you know? This is not your family is not here.
For something green, and this is where I ended up. I do miss the desert sometimes, but I found a haven here and a place of healing here. So if that's not enough to call a place home, then I'd challenge anyone to tell me what is.
And a couple more people come stepping in from the dark edge, and they look similar in their lack of couth and clean accoutrement.
Welcome to the dance, y'all.
Barefooted. A couple of them even are wearing like cut pants, just more like their pants were cut and their legs are exposed. And they don't really seem to be all that cold as they step in. Well, we are here.
Barefooted, B-A-R-E or B-E-A-R?
B-A-R-E footed.
All right. Little stitious.
Yeah.
I try to be a very friendly host while also like trying to make sure there's not a drunk mob of townsfolk about to walk over and make things weird.
Well, we are here to dance and enjoy the romp if you don't mind. And she puts her hand up for you to take. Like,
oh, I bow deeply like a knight in one of those books.
Let's see what the Texans do as far as dance and
I do the boot scooting boogie.
Do I recognize these people at all?
Burning rock crackles smoke out of the mountain's mouth, hollowed by a cut, by a slash, by a fiery blow. Running through the valley like it's running through my veins, while red-eyed crows keep watch underneath the blood-red moon. My slunch-wise soul cries out to rise up against the tide of dusty songs cut hard from the dark mountain stone. Cut hard from the dark mountain stone. Cut hard from the dark mountain.